Nerd alert!
It's gonna bend down here. I'm gonna put that aside. Okay. Now the demon, I did not. I neglected to get a value on that. This one I'm gonna have to look up, but it's got a weird kind of scuffing in here, and I read that there was some printing issues with the demon that may have contributed to this. Not sure if that's exactly the issue. It almost looked like there was a label on it or something, but not sure. So I'm going to put this in the any category for pre-1975, and I'll have to take another look at whether that is a possibility of being worth it or not. Okay. Devil Dinosaur, number 1. Good old Devil Dinosaur. Who ever thought Devil Dinosaur? Okay. 9.2. Possibly with some pressing. It's got a couple of ticks, but I've got 2 issues, 2 copies. This one has about the same amount of issues. A pretty sharp looking copy though. Both. They have a few ticks over there, but 9.2 might be achievable. So I'm going to put that in the 9.2. Okay. We got some McFarlane Detective Comics. These are not worth as much as the first one he did. So 577 and 578 both have to be 9.8s to be worth $100. This one looks pretty good. I'm going to put up in the old 9.8er. And got this one. This is 577, and the other one is 578. 577. And once again, it looks like it's worth a shot. Let's give it a shot. Okay. I've got a kind of wacky run of Dark Horse Presents, and the first appearance of Sin City was in Dark Horse Presents. So this is part of that first run of Sin City that they made, a couple movies out of. Dark Horse Presents 51 and 59. Nope, both of these are not worth $100 in the run. Okay. Crisis on Infinite Earths, number 1. Has to be a 9.8. For such a classic series, I would have expected there'd be a little more collectability of this, but, well, you know what? This has a chance. It's in pretty good shape. So I'm going to put it in the... Sorry, my mic's dropping off there. I'm going to put it in the 9.8 category, and we'll see what happens. All right, I grabbed this as kind of a spec. Corinthian in his own miniseries. This is a character that will appear in the Sandman series, and I just have a feeling that the Sandman series is going to be very popular on Netflix, and the potential for spin-offs I think will be possibly heavy. So we'll see what this says about the old Corinthian here. Corinthian 1, no, is not worth 100, but this one to keep an eye on. But I'll put that aside for now. Okay, I grabbed some other 70s Marvels that might be worthwhile. Champions number 12. Champions number 12. Nope. And then I have Fear number 20. This is the first start of the first Morbius run as a solo character, outside of when he appeared in Spider-Man's book. So Fear 20 has to be a 9.0. It's got spine ticks, but this one looks pretty severe here. So I'm going to veto that one for now. All right. Okay, some more Fantastic Fours. We got Fantastic Four 84. Nice appearance, nice cover with Dr. Doom. Fantastic Four number 84. Let me look. Just go in there, I think. Fantastic Four number 84. Maybe the top camera can get a look at that. Yep. It has to be a 7.0. I think that's going to be able to be done, so I'll put that in the any category. All right, Fantastic Four 54. Now, this cover always struck me as being tanned, like it was exposed to some smoke or something. That bugs me a lot when I look at books. It seems like CGC doesn't have as much of a problem, because when I see grades on old books and they get pretty high grades, but yet they're kind of tanned. But so I have a little trouble figuring out what this might be. Fantastic Four 54 has to be a 6. In the edges and stuff, it's got the marble chipping pretty much along the top, and I've heard that CGC doesn't hit you too hard on that. They take that into account. It's got a kind of a ripple here, but otherwise, I like it. I like the look of that one. So I'm going to put that in the any category. All right, then we've got the second. In the first unboxing video I did, I had one of these issues, Fantastic Four 53, which is the second appearance of Black Panther, the first appearance of Claw, and I noted on there about how one of my copies has an impression of writing on it, and the weird thing is this one does not have that impression of writing. So the other one must have been the one that I sent in, and they pressed it out. They must have done an amazing job with that pressing. And I sent it to the CGC pressers. I didn't send it to anybody else. So I got a 4.0 on that one. This one I think is probably in about the same shape, but let's see what. Okay, even in a 2.5, it's going to be worth $100. So this will go into our any category. All right, we'll get a little bit older here. I've got a Fantastic Four 31. Maybe the third appearance of the Mole Man, possibly. This has to be a 5.0 to... I'm thinking it's probably more of a 4. I'm gonna veto that for now. Okay. Then we got Fantastic Four number 15. And this is kind of a semi-spec book in that it's the first appearance of the Mad Thinker's android. And if they're going to continue with the She-Hulk series, that's a character who just becomes a great character in the comic for She-Hulk. And so I'd hope that they make use of that, and then this comic might take off. But it's because it's, the 15th issue of Fantastic Four, it's already worth a good amount. So Fantastic Four 15, even in a 1.0, is worth $100. So I've got 2 copies, and I'm going to be sending in both of those. This one is an interesting case in that it's got does a rip through the cover here and some tape fixed on the back end. So I'm not sure how that's going to affect things, but I'll probably read up on that before I send it in, because if they're going to give it a restored grade because of the tape, then I might try to remove the tape. But I'm unsure. I'm unsure what I'm going to do with that. Okay, Ex Machina number 1. And this has to be a 9.6, but this is optioned as a TV series coming up. 9.6. I'm going to put it in the 9.6 pre-screen. Okay, I grabbed this Eternals number 1 from the Neil Gaiman run on Eternals, and it's not worth submitting according to my study here. This issue of Ghost Rider number 35. I have a couple different issues of it because at the time I was a huge Jim Starlin fan. This is one of the few he drew for Ghost Rider. I don't think... Oh, it has to be a 9.8. So let's see what we got here. I've got 2 issues. This one... I don't incur $8 for something that's probably not a 9.8. Yeah, I'm gonna pass it by. No reason to send it through if it has no chance. Okay, got a Gambit number 1. Has to be a 9.8. Be worth 100. No, I don't think so. It's close, but don't think so. Okay, Frankenstein. Frankenstein Monster from the Marvel series, number 1. I don't even have this on my sheet because it is worth it to get it assessed. And this one is pretty good issue. I'm going to say it's got a little rubbing on this corner. That looks really good. So this could be mid-90s at least. Mid-90s, I mean. All right, so I'm going to put that in the any. I've got Monster Frankenstein, number 2, number 3. Still in really good shape. These great Mike Plug covers. This one has a good number of spine ticks, and so does this one. So 8.5 or 9.8. So number 2 has to be an 8.5. It's possible. I'm going to put it in the 8.5 here, although that's going to be a different tier than my Bloodstone if you're looking at the top camera. We've got 2 things in the 8.5, but they're in totally different tiers. This is pre-1975. It gets graded at a different rate. The Bloodstone is much newer. So these would actually have to go in separate submissions, but we'll see how many I get of each. And then this one has got to be a 9.8. There's no way, so that's going to go there. All right, Flash number 1 of the, well, post-crisis Flash. 9.8 to be worth 100. I use 100 just because with all the trouble you go through, and each book's at least going to cost you 20 some, with shipping probably like $30 to get graded and encapsulated. Then at least you're getting a decent return on your efforts here. So anyway, 9.8. This is actually a pretty good issue here. So I'm going to actually give that a shot. Put that in the old 9.8 there. Okay. So I grabbed some other Fears because that was another series I liked a lot when I was young, and over the years would buy cheap copies of it. Adventure in Fear number 29. But I fear that if 20 had to be I think it had to be a 9. It had to be a 9.0. Fear 20. Oh, Fear 24. Yeah. So Fear 29 has to be 9.4. Fear 25, which I also have here, has to be a 9.4. There's Fear 25. Nope. 29. Nah, I don't think so. All right, so I'm going to put those aside.